here on a what is it? A Wednesday night at just after 7 o'clock on the East Coast. We will have a full throttle episode of Unfiltered coming Apple, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts, here on the YouTube channel, and also our Twitter X, if you will, at Casey Stern. That'll be episode 227. That is coming up tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. My guest for that will be Mark Feinsand of MLB.com, longtime friend of the show, has been on the podcast multiple times. He broke the story tonight, or was first on it. Luis Severino, 1 year, $13 million reported is the deal with the New York Mets. And I just wanted to get into this just for a couple of minutes because, and this is more grand scope, I think, just for fans who maybe sometimes don't understand the risk and reward of deals and understand that you have to give value to even get any kind of perceived value. You have to take gambles and risks most of the time, unless you happen to be a team that is having, players just waltz into you without necessity of any kind of a bidding war because you are that top dog. The Mets are not that. They're not even that in their own city, let alone that nationally, and we understand that. I know what Luis Severino has not done in the last year. We know about the 6+ ERA. We know about the issues in 19 games. Know about the 200+ innings if you go all the way back to 2019. And all of that is why he got a 1-year deal. A lot of people sitting there already jumping on me on Twitter and sitting there and posting to me about it. How could I like this deal to $13 million? It's too much money. What you have to understand is how difficult it is to get players in any sport to sign a 1-year contract. In this case, it works for both sides for a number of reasons. Number one, if you're Severino in this spot, you are looking to put yourself on this Band-Aid contract and get back out to market as a free agent at the end of next year off a good year, whether it ends with the Mets or you pitch well and you get traded at the deadline, end up on some team in the playoffs. You're looking to position yourself to then be at a point where you are looked at for that 3-4 year contract that you would have gotten if you would have been healthy over the last 3-4 years. This is a guy not that long ago. I'm sitting at the All-Star game interviewing on the field for Sirius XM, and at the All-Star break, this dude was sitting there and was right in the lead at that first turn for Cy Young. He's got that kind of potential to be a high-end guy. Now, with injuries and everything that has happened to him since, is he still that pitcher? No. Do the Mets need him to be their ace? The Mets are considering Severino to be their ace, which clearly they're not. They have bigger problems than we already know they have. And those problems don't include that because they understand what he is and what he's not. But when you offer a 1-year deal, look at the money we saw tossed out to guys like Noah Syndergaard over the last couple of years. $13 million may seem like a lot of money because to you and I, it is a lot of money. But in the grand scheme of things, you'd rather as a team spend $13 million on 1 year than spend 15 or 16 even at 8 a pop, let's say, 7.5, 8 a pop over a 2-year deal, because if it doesn't work out, bye-bye Severino, and you're off the books, and I'm clean into the year that follows. That is how teams look at this. They're not looking at it like they're worried about the $13 million, and Steve Cohen got plenty of money. Mets got plenty of money to spend. They're looking at Luis Severino as a 4th or 5th starter. If he can come in and pitch well enough to be that, this team, probably not a playoff team, you might be able, even as a rental, to go deal him for a prorated amount of that money and then go ahead and get something for him to where it even seems like less of an expenditure than the 1 year at $13 million. But that is a worthy risk because it's only 1 year. That's how teams look at it, and that's how you at home should look at it. Whether you're a Met fan in this case, wondering about Severino, or you're anyone else, if you're looking at 1-year contracts. Because that's what that's all about. Go look at what Bellinger did this past year. And I'm not saying Severino going to do that. I have no idea what he's going to do. But if you look at the Mets situation at the back end of their rotation, look a year ago. I mean, look, I wish David Peterson was healthy. I wish him the best. But his ERA has been what, like 5+? How good's he been? So if you're worried about the money, keep it in the context of understanding it's just 1 year, and understand that Severino, if anything, going to be highly motivated as a dude to come in here and go ahead and earn himself a spot that's going to put him in a position to want to be healthy and certainly prepare his body to be that way. Do we know with arms of pitchers, especially with what's happened the last couple of years, what's going to happen? No, you have no idea. But at least you bite the bullet and you say, okay, it's just 1 year, boom, off the books. That is how teams look at this. They are not worried and concerned because it is a one-year contract. And that's how you should look at it at home, at work, or on the road, or wherever you may be. Episode 227, presented by BetOnline of Unfiltered, is coming at you tomorrow with Mark Feinstein and all things baseball. Drop in the comments any questions you might have, topics you want to see, guests you'd like on the podcast, and we will get you. And, of course, you can hit me up personally anytime over on the artist formerly known as Twitter, X if you will, at Casey Stern. We'll see you next time